Who's to blame when an illegally parked semi-truck ends up causing a very tragic death? Let's find out. Welcome into the channel, everybody. Today's video is very sad. We cover some crazy stories here on the channel, but this one resulted in the death of a 20-year-old driver who ended up crashing into the back of an illegally parked semi-truck. But is the semi-truck driver the only one to blame? Let's find out.
Digging into this developing story, what caused a young man to crash his car into the back of an illegally parked tractor trailer? 10 News reporter Joe Little takes a harder look at the scene of the accident that's now a memorial to the 20-year-old.
I couldn't believe it. Our hearts are out to the family.
Dozens of candles line Eastlake Parkway in Chula Vista. This is where David Cabrales crashed into an 18-wheeler and died. The markings from the Chula Vista police are still on the ground. Police Sergeant Eric Tarr said this Seagate tractor trailer was parked illegally while the driver got breakfast in this jack-in-the-box.
It's a marked bike lane. It's painted as well as posted.
My 10 News co-worker Mary McKenzie questioned the driver, who as of right now isn't facing any charges.
What can you tell us about parking there illegally? Is there anything that you can say about that? There are some witnesses who said they've seen your truck there before, sir.
Okay, talk to the witness.
A police spokesman.
Yeah, so witnesses seen his truck parked illegally just like that. And not surprising, not his first time. This time it just backfired on him. I'll show you guys in a second. I actually pulled up the Google Earth images of this intersection from the news story and this shopping center, and you'll see why he was parked illegally like that. And as with almost every story on this channel, it comes down to laziness. We'll see that in just a second.
Said today there are no red flags on his record.
Now, just taking a layman's look at the accident scene, the back of the truck was parked right here, which means the young man had to drive from that stoplight way down there into the back of the truck. Now, it was dark at the time, but there is also a street light right here.
The spokesman said there aren't any blemishes on Cabrales' driving record either, but he did say they are getting warrants for the 20-year-old's phone to see if he was using it before smashing into the trailer.
Yeah, so they're essentially hinting at the aspect of he was probably texting and driving or not paying attention, distracted driving. This happened in the nighttime. They said there was a street light, but it's still, even in nighttime street light, very difficult to miss a tractor trailer parked in the middle of the road, half in the bike lane, half not. Now, if it was dark and the tractor trailer had no lights on and no nothing going on, possible he didn't see it and he wasn't on the phone, he wasn't texting and driving, but certainly either way, if he was texting and driving or distracted, not a death sentence. It shouldn't have resulted in the ending of his life. He didn't deserve that. And this illegally parked truck driver knew what he was doing. He was being lazy. I'll show it to you in a second, and that's all it boils down to.
Or he just didn't see the vehicle parked there.
The rig itself is back at Seagate Produce. Chula Vista police say the trailer can't be used until the taillights and rear are repaired. In the meantime, Cabrales' family created a GoFundMe page to help pay for the young man's funeral. In Chula Vista, Joe Little, 10 News.
We put a link to the GoFundMe page on 10news.com. You can just click on the red television button.
Yeah, so if we actually come over here and pull up the map, you guys can see here. So I've zoomed in on it, but this is the area of Chula Vista where he was. It appears that he came from Otay Lakes here and was headed up Eastlake Parkway. This is the Jack-in-the-Box, and this is the Kohl's that you saw there behind it. If we zoom in, you can see right about where these cars are, somewhere in this neighborhood is where that truck was parked, right there in that bike lane. That is a bike lane. It's a marked bike lane. If I drop myself, you know, my little man down there, which I'll do for you in a second. But the reason I believe that this truck driver parked in that spot right here along the highway is because there's nowhere to put a semi-truck, short of maybe coming over here to this large parking lot if there was a lot of spots empty. But in my opinion, him being lazy is what caused him to just park wherever he felt like, literally on a main road here to walk into Jack-in-the-Box. I see it a lot of times around here in Florida. I believe what he should have done was he should have turned into this parking lot, into this shopping center, came around here and parked in the back of the Kohl's or anywhere along this shopping center where he could have maybe found a spot to pull the truck across 3 parking spots. He also had an option to park maybe long ways this way. There was a few options where he could have then walked to the Jack-in-the-Box, but that is quintessentially why he didn't do it. He figured I can just park right here and then walk right into the front door. And so somebody's laziness, their inability to want to walk 50 yards or 100, 200 feet, whatever it is, ended up resulting in the death of a 20-year-old. He's a kid, right? A 20-year-old kid. So that's the East Lake thing. And like I said, if we drop my little dude right into that spot where that young man was driving, there is that Jack in the Box. And you can clearly see this bike lane. Now there's now a sign that says truck route, where I guess because of that accident, they're now marking it where trucks can go. But this is exactly where that happened, right there where that SUV was parked. As always, thanks for watching the video, guys. Sorry about the sad video, but curious on your thoughts on this one. Should the truck driver have been charged with a crime? What crime do you think he should have been charged with? Do you think the teenager was maybe distracted on his phone? What do you think of this story? What do you think of the breakdown? The comment sections belong to all of you, and I appreciate you using it. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and come back and see me real soon.